Hey, what's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're doing a pocket dump, and the theme of today's pocket dump is of course going to be Halloween. So we're going to dive right in with the first item already on the table, and that's this Hank from Lone Star Hanks. Now, went with this one for a couple of reasons. I have Hanks that probably match the color scheme a lot better, but first off, I don't think I've ever shown a Lone Star Hanks Hank on the channel, so I thought that was cool and just kind of good way to debut these Hanks on the channel. I do have a couple others, but I typically show Gondek EDC and Awesome Hank here because I have the most of those, but I can collect Hanks from all kinds of different companies, and so wanted to show this off. Now, the second reason was this one just screams Halloween to me, and yes, the pun was intended there, but when I think of Halloween, I think of handing out candy while watching horror movies, and so this has some of the most iconic horror movies all featured on one Hank. And so even though it fits the color scheme a little bit less than some of my other Halloween themed Hanks, I just thought it was the perfect Hank for today's loadout. Now, the next item that we're going to look at is one that you may have already caught a glimpse of, and that's going to be my watch. This is the CountyCom Throwdown watch, SOP Mod 2. I'll link to all of these items in the description, but this is available in 5 different colors and only $30. So I do have a coupon code for CountyCom. I don't have a coupon code for most of these items, but for CountyCom I do. And so I'll put that in the description as well if you're thinking about picking it up. But really, really great watch, especially for the price point. And then obviously went with orange for that color scheme. The orange and black is perfect for a Halloween themed loadout. Now let's move on to our wallet. I typically carry a minimalist front pocket card wallet, and so the recycled firefighter front pocket card wallet was perfect for this. This one is again in that orange and black colorway. And if you're not familiar, this main material here is actually recycled fire hose, which I think is very cool. He sources it from different fire departments. Once they're done with it, the hose is damaged and they're gonna get rid of it. He repurposes it mostly into wallets, but into some other products as well. And it's a very, very durable material. Obviously, it has to be able to handle a ton of pressure and being like dragged around. And so he cuts out the parts that are damaged and just uses the parts that are still in good condition. Sometimes you'll also get writing on here from the different departments. I haven't been so lucky, but I think that would be very, very cool is to get one with the writing from the department on the actual hose. Now, these also have a cash strap on the back so you can carry cash, receipts, notes, that sort of thing. And we'll hold about 5 to 6 cards. They're pretty minimal. So I have 2 cards in here right now, plus an RFID blocker. But you can fit a couple more. Some of them are looser than others, and that's because these are all handmade. And so this one is pretty tight, so 5 is probably about our limit. Now, these are also about $30, so pretty budget conscious overall. I would recommend trying to get them on sale. I don't think they're on sale right now, but I've seen sales as low as buy one, get 2 free, which means you're still paying $30, but you're getting 3 wallets instead of 1, so about $10 a piece. Now, you may not want the same exact wallet in three versions of the same exact wallet, but they're available in a ton of different colors. I think I have 8 different colors of this exact wallet, and I got pretty much all of those while they were on sale. And so really, really great wallet. I have a video on that, the watch, a lot of these items actually already, so if you're looking for that, just search the channel and I have videos on most of this stuff already. Now, moving from there is an item that's just kind of floating in my pocket in this case, and that's going to be this Bic Easy Reach lighter. Now, I typically carry a Zippo, but I like these Easy Reach lighters for lighting candles and stuff like that. And on Halloween, you may be lighting a lot of candles inside of your pumpkins, and so instead of having to pull the candle out, you can get in there and stay off of that flame. I did have to track down an orange version of this one because I didn't have an orange and black version, but it will definitely get used, so did track that down just for this video. Now, I still wanted to carry Zippo. Like I said, I typically carry Zippo, but don't necessarily need the fire component of it. Went with the Monster Fangs version, and this one's a little bit outside of our color theme again, but definitely fits that Halloween theme, has those just kind of Vishnu on the teeth, or whatever you want to call that, from those teeth, and just kind of gross looking and definitely Halloween themed. Now, I went with the bit vault insert instead of the standard insert since we no longer needed an actual lighter in here. So this will double as a bit driver, can also store a few bits, slides right in and out of your standard size Zippo case. And so thought that was a good way to keep a Zippo on me without having to be super redundant in terms of flames. Also kind of matches our Hank, so ties everything together. It has a lot of pink hues in the Hank, and the pink lighter ties the rest of the carry together. Now, I tend to carry a modern locking knife and a slip joint each day, so For my locking knife, I went with the Demco AD 20.5. This one's in orange and black, so we have the orange grivery handles and that black shark's foot blade. I think it's really funny that they call that a shark's foot instead of a sheep's foot, but has the shark lock as well, so this is a super fidgety knife. I was actually on the fence about what knife I wanted to throw in here between this and the Shaman, and so I went with this because the Shaman that I have is a Cutlery Shop exclusive. I think there were only 800 of them made, and so they obviously sold out a long time ago. They're hard to get. You can find them on the secondary, but you're gonna pay through the nose for that. And so they are a little bit hard to get, and so I went with one that's just more readily available. For these pocket dump videos, I try and do as much as possible stuff that's still in stock. There might be, you know, with the hanks, different designs go in and out of season, or like patches, maybe those are sold out. But for the core items, I like to show items that are available, because a lot of people go to pocket dump videos to get ideas for stuff to add to their carry, and it can be frustrating if the item's not available. So that is why I went with the Demco AD 20.5, although the Shaman fits the theme very well for Halloween, both in color and in name. Now for my slip joint, I did go with a modern slip joint, and I am carrying it in a leather slip from Epoch. And so this is a coffin shaped slip. You can see all black leather, has the skull and crossbones on the front, has that Epoch logo on the back. This is a small size, and he tends to do pretty small runs. You know, there might be 2 or 3 that get added to the site. I know for Halloween he did a bunch of different versions of the coffins with different little stamps on there, different color leathers and different sizes, and so some of those may still be available. I don't know if this exact one is, but I know he just stocked a bunch of them for Halloween. And so inside this coffin slip, I have the Jack Wolf knives, Vampire Jack, newest release from Jack Wolf Knives, and seemed appropriate. Obviously this is a coffin Jack pattern with those coffin shaped bolsters, then that swell center that kind of adds to the effect. Obviously it's not in the same exact spot as a coffin, but definitely adds to the overall effect. Mine is in the blacked out version, so we have blacked out hardware, blacked out titanium handles, and a blacked out S90V blade, and so definitely gets those Halloween vibes and has that coffin feel. So fit the theme, and really just an excellent knife. And most importantly, this is the most recent Jack Wolf knife release, so these are still in stock at a lot of retailers. You might have to jump from retailer to retailer to find the exact version that you want. There's always 5 variations that are released, but I think between all of the retailers you can probably find all 5 versions out there still. So I'll link, instead of to a specific page, just the Jack Wolf Knives authorized dealer page, and you can go through those and find the exact version that you're looking for. But last but not least is actually a handful of items inside a pouch, and this is the Zero Feud soft wallet in orange. Again, on there for the zipper pull, we have an awesome Hank bead. This is the Sigeha in the orange colorway. Now this is probably not available. I've had this forever, and it's been on this pouch forever, and so didn't want to remove it just for the video, but assuming that's not available, nor are the patches in this case. So outer 2 are from Data Crew. This actually came in a set of 4, and so obviously went with those for the theme. The middle one has that gravestone, so still fits his theme, but also that cart sniped, which is maybe one of the scariest things if you're going for a drop. And those are from Notorious EDC, and Notorious EDC's been trying very hard to keep patches in stock, and so they're still selling very fast, but he keeps restocking them. He just did a restock of this one, I think in like 6 to 8 different colors. It did sell out, but if you're wanting to grab that, just follow him on Instagram, join the Facebook group, or subscribe to his newsletter. He has been restocking patches quite often, and so you should be able to get one if you're patient. Now, diving into the inside, don't have a ton stuffed in here. I wanted to keep this carry pretty minimal, and honestly, even with this pouch and all of the items you see, all of this is gonna fit in my pockets. Don't need a bag or anything like this. This is pretty typical of my daily carry. Maybe have 1 or 2 items more or less, but pretty typical to my daily carry if I'm gonna be leaving the house. And so wanted to keep this pretty minimal. So the items in here, this keychain first off, is mimicking my actual keychain. And so on my keychain, I have my car beeper, whatever you want to call that, my house key, my mailbox key, and these 3 items. And now not the Halloween version that you see in front of you of these 3 items, or I guess 4 items here. And so these are the same items, just different versions of them. So we'll start with the carabiner. This is from Night Eyes, their S carabiner. And I have a metal version on my keychain, not the plastic version. But the plastic version comes in a bunch of different colors, including this orange. I think I grabbed them at Home Depot, a set with a bunch of different colors for like $4 or $5. And so they work really well. The plastic version does not have the lock that the metal version has, so something to keep in mind. But on one side, I have the Victorinox Cadet. Now, the one on my keychain is the black A-LOX version. This one is an orange G10, but gonna have the exact same tool set. So you have your main blade, which of course is very redundant at this point. This is gonna be my tertiary blade. And then you have a can opener at the top with a small flathead, a bottle opener on the bottom, that's a larger flathead. And then on the back side, you do have a file, if I can find the nail nick anyway, you do have a file on the back. And so gonna be the exact same tool set as that A-LOX one, and pretty close to as thin, if not exactly the same. It doesn't feel particularly thicker than that A-LOX version. Not quite as grippy, but really cool version of this. Now on the opposite side, I have a Countycom pry bar. This is their Widgie 3-inch curved pry bar. Now I have one of these on my keychain. This one happens to be Cerakoted in orange. And so you can't get these orange or black Cerakoted ones anymore. I bought a couple of them when they were still in stock, but you can just Cerakote them yourself if you want. Now, if you actually use these ones, this isn't the one that's on my keychain, but that Cerakote's gonna wear off pretty fast. So probably juice not worth the squeeze. It just like kind of looks cool in this particular loadout. Now, for the flashlight, I have the i3E EOS. This is the orange skull version that was just the freebie from the Olight Halloween sale. The one on my keychain is the OD green, which I just switched over to start testing out that one. And so these are 3 items that are really on my keychain. Can just swap this out for the day and really not notice much of a difference because this is the exact same items that are currently there. And so up next, we have a small pen. This one fits nicely into that pouch. This is the Paca pen, and if you're not familiar, it's a very kind of budget-friendly, light-duty pen that converts into a full-size pen when you flip that around. And so it's actually very comfortable to write with. Not necessarily my favorite insert in the world, but it does just fine. It's compact, and so these end up getting carried quite a bit, and they're pretty cheap and inexpensive, so inexpensive to replace if you end up losing them. I think they float as well, and they sell different sleeves, so you can put a sleeve that adds a keychain attachment. You can put a pocket clip on here if you'd like, and so a couple different accessories that can really put it over the top, but they're pretty cheap as is. You can usually buy them as a 2 or 3 pack directly from Paca Pens, from Amazon, wherever you want. I know for a while Gondak EDC was doing a bundle with their pouch, a Paca pen, and this Right in the Rain notebook. And so these sell on Amazon in a 3-pack, different colors. Obviously went with the orange. Just a tiny Right in the Rain notebook, so these pages are weather resistant and pretty small. They can fit in your wallet, so this is the size of a credit card. I obviously didn't put it in the wallet since I'm carrying a pouch, but if you're only carrying a wallet, you can put that inside of there. No problem whatsoever. Now, last but not least, inside that pouch is this card from Mummert Knives. And so this is a titanium card that has this really cool imagery on it of a dancing skeleton with a knife, has the Mummert logo in the corner, and you can see one of these edges is sharpened. Now, if you're familiar with titanium, you may know that it's not typically used on blades because it's very chippy, and so not going to do well with an edge. They ended up carbonizing this edge so that it can retain that edge. Now, we do have a chisel grind on there, only on the corner, but just kind of a cool card. I don't use this a whole lot. I actually got it at CCKS last year, and that's coming up in 2 weeks, so it was just kind of on my mind. But also I think the imagery fits well with a Halloween carry. So kind of a cool novelty item, not necessarily needing a 4th knife here or a knife that it can be concealed in a wallet, but I think it's a cool item nonetheless. So those are my items for my Halloween carry. Let me know what you think down in the comments below of any of the items you see here. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below as well. And again, would love to hear about just Halloween traditions, who you spend your Halloweens with, what movies you watch, if you watch a movie on Halloween, all of that good stuff. It's just always good. I love this time of year, not just Halloween, but holidays in general, get to spend a lot of time with family and seeing people and celebrating and being thankful. And so it's just a cool time of year. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification button, all that stuff that, you know, everyone mentions. It helps out the algorithm a ton. And I hope you have an excellent Halloween if you celebrate, and if you don't, I hope you have a great day as well. But thanks for watching and have a good one.